I didn't even see that comment.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but I think it's my spidey sense is up here, so I have
Yeah.
a feeling. I have a feeling. Let's see.
Oh, I didn't see any other one.
Hello from Colorado. You slipped in.
Yeah, Brian and Jen. Yeah,
Yep.
and Philip's on now. I didn't see Philip
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah. He was asking about. Yeah. He was talking about the dryer sheets or something. He came on. Let's talk about the dryer sheets. Now, Keith, you we were going to talk a little bit about markets. And I don't know if you've seen this or not, but in my experience, uh, honey is not a weekly product. People do not buy honey weekly. When I started, I was going to the same farmer's market every week, and it kind of petered out after a while. So I run my markets either monthly, basically monthly now. Honey is a more of a people buy that once a month, if that, maybe once every 3 months. But I diversified and I go to many more markets now than I do. And I was wondering if you have found that, or um, Brian in Colorado, do you see that where you're at?
I think that makes a little bit of sense, Nancy. The only exception is the people that like to buy the 3 pounds, 5 pound, 5 gallon bucket ones because they cook with it.
Oh, I don't recommend anybody cook with honey.
Well, I know a lot of people that cook nothing but they don't use any sugar, all honey.
Yeah, but you don't want to take honey over 100 degrees. You don't want to put honey
Well,
in
I
cakes and cookies and all that kind of stuff.
right. Well, they know that too, but it makes your food taste different, better.
Yeah, okay, Philip. Yeah. So when you say 110, you're running a cord. Are you running a pan vaporizer, Philip? Or no, wait, 110 volts.
No, he says when it drops
Uh,
through the bowl, he just doesn't have a battery in one yet.
how do you know it's at 400 or 440 if it's a bowl, Philip? I'm interested. Philip probably made one. Knowing Philip, he probably has engineered his own device. That works great. Oh, I had your spring honey today, Philip. Oh my God, it was insane. It was so good. I can't believe I had that 3 pack you gave me in January. I finally popped one open this spring and tasted it. Oh, it was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Different than mine in PA.
He's
It's
got a
great.
speedy vac.
Hmm.
He's got a speedy vac.
Yeah, Mark. I don't know, Mark. I don't. I wouldn't. I don't know about that. About what Mark's saying here, 10 grams, because I mean, I'm getting great drops on my IPM board at 4 grams, 5 grams. It's working. It's working. Do you ever? Yes, I do use resource hives. I use 5 frame as my resource hives. Yes. queen bee. I'll say if I catch a swarm, which is pretty much my own bees where I live, I'll keep them in a five frame and then just feed other colonies the brood until I need her, and then I'll drop her in two frames with the queen.
Mine says month of May and October, and waves in between.
Oh, here's a joke, collector. Why are you buying honey? Your treatment-free bees not producing honey for you? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Yes, folks buy veggies and go home, eat them, and need more the next week. Honey doesn't work that way, right? Yeah, Keith. Yeah, that's what I found. After 3 or 4 weeks, you're kind of sitting there playing tiddlywinks because everyone already has enough honey.
Yeah, I sell a lot more in the spring than I up to about now than I do the dog days of summer, and then I pick up in the fall and wintertime.
Yeah, Burke Meadows Farm. I don't recommend using. I don't think you shouldn't really be taking honey over 100 degrees. If you're using honey for medicinal purposes, oh, you could just buy cheap honey from the grocery store to cook with.
Well, that's not honey.
Yeah, but if you're cooking it, if you're taking it over 100, 110 in the oven or whatever, you're not you're losing the whole reason.
Honey sugars will cook differently than grain
Yes,
cane
yes,
sugar,
yes, yes, it does. You
and
need a
your
different.
food will be your food will have you'll have better quality foods. A lot
Mm,
of the
tell
master,
me.
a lot of the biggest beef. I know the five-star restaurant in Cincinnati. It used to be the Masonette. Used to bring in buckets and buckets of pure honey from the beekeepers in Cincinnati because that's all he cooked with was honey. And it was a
Yeah,
five-star restaurant.
right, like drizzling it on Brussels sprouts or having it like if you do a glaze for salmon or chicken, it's at after cooking. Or cakes or cookies, it's when you bring it out of the oven, you drizzle the honey is
Yeah,
absorbed into the product. Like I wouldn't, yeah, it's just
yeah,
my
honey
opinion.
barbecue is awesome.
Yes, yes, at the end. Oh, here you go. I was asking about this. Brian, sales
Yeah,
going ways for sure. Honey is not a weekly purchase, but good markets have enough track. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you can get that many, there's so many markets in my area that it's hard to get one that's really
yeah.
high.
Every every community in my area has a market about.
Yeah. Oh, Keith has an old cord Larabi. Cool. An antique. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But yeah, we'll get to see the baby this year. Well, hopefully we'll see that. I'm sure the baby will be there. We'll get to see the baby this year in January. Oh, JW, yeah. My driveway. So what I do now is I used to have a table up, but the wind comes across there, and it's so what I do is people text me, and then I put the honey up at the mailbox, and they come and pick it up, and then put the money in the box that I have set up there. But um, sometimes it really is hopping. Like I'll do $60 a day for like 2, 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden it just dries up. So the honor system, yeah. I can't put I can't put a permanent thing up there. You can see my hand. Look at the shadow. That's weird. Um, yeah, I can't put a permanent thing up because it'll wait a minute. It'll blow. It'll blow over or blow into the cul-de-sac or just become a mess. Yeah, sweater weather. Brian, sweater weather. When sweater weather kicks in, look out. You can't keep honey on the table. Oh, Keith starts his OA this week. Oh crap. Already. 4 gram deep, yeah. That's I do. That's yeah. Sometimes I even do a little more than I first run through, like when I start, like I'm gonna do formic first and then I'll start my OA. I run OAV heavy, heavy my first round. And there's no bee police. Yeah, 4 gram deep. Yep, yep. Minimum. Um, Philip, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get your thing. I'll show you.
Philip, and it crystallized. I just ate it crystallized. I don't. I like crystallized honey.
So this is Philip's. He was doing these the other night. So this is the one that I tried this morning, spring, and it is. What's it say?
Eat it.
Oh, Copperell, Texas. Okay. So that was really, really, really good. Then the second one, which is much lighter, is Richland. You are correct. Richland is, your honey is crystallizing. That's pretty good. Mine crystallizes much faster. And then there's a dark one that says fall, and this is Caprel. Capel. I can hear you saying it now. Capel. So that's really dark. I'm gonna try that. Oh, it's got a thing on it. I don't like I don't like dark honeys. So, whoo, whoo, whoo. That's dark honey. That is dark honey. This one is this one. This one was really good. Hey, who
Not
closed
anymore.
it?
You can't get the lid off.
Yeah. Oh, oh man. This is the Capel honey.
Right.
Spring. Oh man, that is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Now this one here, I'll like this one too, I'm sure. This is Richland. Where's the farm, Philip? Is this the farm? Is Richland the farm? I'll try it. I'll try it without. Ooh. Ooh. That is different.
Peanuts. No, not peanuts.
Wow. That's light. I never had anything taste like that before.
My honey is
Oh boy.
all the years. My honey's been 70, 80% the same. I mean, it varies a little bit each year. This year, it's totally different. It is super sweet and fruity. So
Mm,
people are going to say, "Oh, your
mm.
honey's different this year."
Oh, that is good.
Really
Philip, I'll
fruity,
bring this one back.
florally fruity.
I'm gonna return that one. Just kidding. Oh, oh man, that's good honey, Philip. Woo wee. Mm-mm. Hey, Dodd. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I'm out of my eating window, but oh well. You kill the enzymes. Yeah, yeah. Keith knows what I'm talking about. But you wouldn't, yeah, you don't, Sarah's, Burke Meadows, you kill the enzymes if you take it up over 100, 110. So you're still, it's okay. It's not going to hurt you or anything. But yeah, honey and barbecue sauce is only bad. You want to use it as a glaze. You don't want to, you don't want to cook it on. You want to it as a glaze afterward, like when your meat's resting, or your baking products are resting. That's when you would put honey on them.
Hey, Dennis.
Where is Hoskins? This is interesting. Where are you located, David? I have my book here, but I don't know if I have you in it.
Sure do watch.
Where is David? Oh, I don't know where David 139. Where are you located, David?
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh, where is Charlie the Popcorn Thomas Peanut? Oh, JW, you don't like honey? Oh, dear, dear, dear. That's terrible. It's like when people say they don't like chocolate.
Island
Ugh, you're from Mars. You're the alien. The aliens are here.
from the land of Mars.
I know, Brian. I I know, but I was looking at my honeys and I do have a shelf with a bunch of honey, but I really want to start consuming it. I don't know. I just really want to do that. Oh, hey, Grayson. Oh, okay, David Southern Missouri. Okay, that's who I was looking for. Southern Missouri. All right. I can't believe you bees. Hi guys. Hi Mike. Dennis. Oh, there's all kinds of people popping in here. Sorry I'm not getting to you. Hi Matt. Matt and Alicia. Barnhill's on. Ooh, Barnhill. Oh, Barnhill came on through Tom. So if you come So when Tom shares it, um, and you come on, you might not be able to see all of the comments. So if you do want to come over and come in through mine, you can do that too, or just see the comments. You can. Oh, Tom, how's retirement?
Fantastic. I love it every day. Like today I played, or yesterday I played golf in the morning. And then this morning I grafted. And then I went down to the driving range to fix a little glitch I had in my golf swing. I can just do whatever I want whenever I want to do it. So at
Oh,
7:30 this morning,
you
I
have another
grafted
hobby?
21 cells. Well,
Discord.
7:30, 8
What's that
o'clock.
mean? James, what's Discord? What are you talking about?
Discord.
Digress, Mr. Crouch. Digress.
Yeah, so that's the first time I ever grafted before the bees were even basically getting out of the hives to forage. They were just starting to
Oh, you
fly.
did it early.
Yeah, yeah. I
A
mean, I,
couple.
I went out to the yard about 7:30 ish, quarter of eight, and I sat and had my tea and yogurt. But
Hmm.
I only sat like for 5 minutes. I needed to learn to sit longer, but it was getting warm already, and I decided it was time to graft. My last
James,
one.
where are you from, James? James Crouch. I don't have you on my list. Where are you from?
Oh,
ER.
he said there's a
Oh, I was wondering where everyone was. Are you talking about location or are you talking about tonight on a chat?
So he's in central Indiana, Indianapolis, southeast side. Okay, by the airport. So you're about 2 hours away, James. Hour and 45 minutes. 74, and then shoot around the south side.
That sounds like when I
That's
lived in
nice, Brian.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We talked about um the east side, the north side, the south side of the county.
That is,
Golf is a
it's
drinking.
not a drinking game when we tee off at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Ugh.
I'm drinking my tea. That's what I'm drinking then.
See,
So you're
retirement
right.
for me would be no appointments before noon. Not that I don't, I get up sometimes at 6, but I don't want to be anywhere until 10 or noon or whatever. That would be retirement for me. Minneapolis Southeast side, I guess. Okay.
A few weeks ago, I walked a Virgin Queen in one of my friend's hives that's not too far away from me. And he
Uh-huh.
just texted me that the Queen is rocking.
Oh,
Wasting no
cool.
time. Yeah.
Cool.
I, I told him it was one of my good queens, one of my from a good stock. I did two of them. One made it, one didn't. I walked them right in the front door, right in the entrance. Tom is a dew sweeper. Yeah, I wake up at 6:30 to 7:30 every morning. Still, and I go to bed around 11. So
Oh, DC. Hey, DC. Iowa Lions beekeeping. Okay, so I am Nancy the Beekeeper is my YouTube. So Tom, how do we do that?
yes,
So if they come in through you, How do they get on the mine? Where's the link? Where's my? You have to share my link in your chat.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Let me copy your link.
Oh, Randy. Oh, good Lord. You still get up at 3. Well, that's your clock now. 3 a.m. What, pray tell, Randy, did you do at 3 a.m.? Were you a mailman? Were you a tasty cake delivery guy? That's a Philly joke.
Oh, what site is this?
3 a.m. Yeah, no, I got nothing to do at 3 a.m. So, what do you do if you get up that early? Like, what do you do? Can't disrupt the whole house.
All right, I posted it on mine. I got 11 people on my YouTube.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're a truck driver. Yeah. I mean, if you got someplace to go at 3 a.m. or 5 a.m., you got to be there, then that's one thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, your internal clock. Hi, Granada. Granado. Granado. Hey, I asked you the other night how you made out in the floods in Texas. I think you're nearby. I remember Friday night you had to get off and go to work. So I was just curious about you. I've been thinking about you for a couple days now. Granada. I don't know your name. We knew you as a different name, I think,
It's,
before.
that's Jeremy.
Jeremy. Jeremy.
He'll get on if he has time.
Which Jeremy? I don't know who that is. Do I know him?
Whatever. Yeah, he was growing his hives, and he got divorced, and now he's got a new queen, or he's working on a new queen, and now he's got hives again. Yeah,
Oh,
he got on my live a couple weeks ago for a few minutes.
oh, Jeremy from West Texas. Okay, yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. How did you make out?
Yeah, it used to be Queen Bee's Honey. He's out in the hot Texas. Oh, Texas is hot.
Yeah. Used to be Queen V's. Oh, okay. Queen V's.
Six
I think I
blocks
remember that.
away.
Yes, I remember you. Oh, geez, 6 blocks away from the flooding. One B yard was,
Wow.
yeah, I think about the animals. I mean, yes, we think about the people and oh God, it breaks our hearts and we pray for them and their families. But I think about
Yeah.
the animals too. The horses, the cows, the bees, you know.
Yeah. When I met, I wonder how many hives got flooded. I don't know how many beekeepers are out in West Texas. Yeah.
Southern New Zealand? Is that New Zealand, NZ? Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
That's, yeah, because that's not a state.
That's
Hi,
cool.
Southern New Zealand. Talk to us about how you keep bees and what your year is like and all of that. We're always hungry for new information about bees in other parts of the world. Okay, Tar Heel, there's your excuse. Gotcha. The other, if your partner's getting up at 3 a.m. and you can too. My husband works
Hey,
on
Randy.
Dallas, Texas.
Randy's on too now. Cool.
Who?
Tar Heel Beekeeper. Randy.
Oh, Tar Heel. Yeah, he's been on.
Oh, has he? I
He's
missed
been
his
on.
comments.
He's been on for a while now.
Wow. Well, I was looking at trying to dig stuff up, so I missed it.
I'm gonna try and pronounce. Maybe I should. Manurikia. Manurikia. Collector Rick. That's called barking. There. That's barking. Popcorn peanuts. Get your honey here. So tell us, New Zealand. Tell us about your beekeeping. How many bees? How many colonies do you have? How much honey do you produce? Um, is it winter? Is it summer? Winter here. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Sorry. Here we
Yeah.
go.
He's,
Winter here at a
he's in
map
winter now.
from Tango. It's supposed to be minus. Oh, wow. Oh, that's gonna jack up your bees, huh?
Yeah, that's bad news because his winter bees now are going to be forager bees,
Mm.
and they'll die off if they're
He's a
flying more than two
wax
weeks.
producer. Interesting. We don't really have that. We produce wax as a byproduct of being a honey producer, but we don't set out to be wax producers. Interesting.
Yeah, some people have to because just people sell blocks and blocks of it.
Yeah, but being a it's a byproduct of being a honey producer. You don't go, oh, I'm going to produce wax and then get a bunch of hives.
Well,
Yes, we do produce,
if
and I
you
produce wax and I sell wax, but it's not part of, it's a byproduct.
if you go into all those churches and all those candles they have, those white, almost off-white candles, those are all
Yeah.
beeswax candles. So somebody makes a lot of wax for the religious, for the churches.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we all dabble in wax here in the States. If you're a honey producer, you have wax. Or so Rob, oh, so you lost all your nukes. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, because they got out and they're like sniffing around. They got some decent fly dates.
yeah.
Right, DC, yes, not in the States. Yes. Most have been in Europe. Yeah. I don't deal with candles anymore either. I'm just honey now. I got rid of candles. I got rid of wax candles. I sell wax from the house to crafters and things, but I don't take any of that out to the markets anymore. Just and honey here. There's quite a few honey producers in this country.
I agree with Darren.
Ah,
Beeswax might be easier than honey.
huh. Time honey. Interesting.
Yeah.
Tago. I'm gonna Google search or map search you tomorrow just to get familiar with your climate and where you are and all of that. Actually, one of my mentors, he's a commercial guy here out of, let's say Chester County, might be Berks. He's from New Zealand. I haven't talked to him in a while now, but yeah, he taught me a lot about beekeeping here. He keeps bees in the States and in New Zealand.
I might start doing that with my resource hives. Might turn them into wax producers.
I'm feeding now my 5 frames and some of my 8 frames because they're not they're the supers are off. They're not going to go back on, and I'm feeding, and mine do not produce wax. I know I'm feeding it thin, but they really nothing to sneeze at. Now in spring before the flow, I can trickle feed real thin syrup and they'll build wax to crazy. I mean, I can sell this year. I probably sold 60 medium wax drawn frames. Well, they will pull wax for me in spring like there's no tomorrow. But then once that flow turns off,
Southern,
they're done
yeah.
here.
Where he's at, he's in southern New Zealand. That's cold, typically.
Clyde, Clyde.
My resource hives, I don't really, they're not there to produce honey. They're there to support my other hives. So maybe next year I'll put them in. I'll start taking their frames out, feed them continuously, 0.5 to 1, and then scrape frames, and collect a bunch of that brand new white wax. Hmm.
Yeah, I have a wax melter from Lyson, is it? Better
Yeah.
Be. Um, and I put scrapings and different things that come off the colonies when I'm doing inspections. I put in there, and all my cappings go in, and I get some really nice wax.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
think about that. That will slow them down from storing honey too, because I'll have to keep making frames to store it.
Well, yeah, production hive is for brood wax, like all kinds of you know what I would do, Tom, if I were you, if they're building out clean wax, I'd replace my supers wax with the new stuff, and I would scrape the older super if you're gonna scrape at
Yeah.
all,
Well,
you
my
know.
resource hives don't have any medium supers. They're all deeps. 24 frames or 32 frames.
Oh, what'd you say?
All my seven, I have four 24 frame resource hives, and I got three 32 frame resource hives. They're in big horizontal hives. So those would be
Oh, oh,
perfect.
oh, oh.
I could just pull those top frames out and scrape them and put them back in. And every 2 weeks, scrape them, put them back in, and just let them put honey in the bottom with the brood. I could use those top frames as wax frames
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
till this time of
Yeah.
year, then let them fill it back up with honey. That's a good idea. Because my wife, I make candles and my wife gives them all away at Christmas time. I have probably about 10 molds.
My friend, well, my mentor, she has a lot of wax. She does candles. So I would just buy them. I'd give her a bunch of wax, and then she would do the labor part of the candle and have the mold and all of that. And then I would buy them back from her and then sell them at the stand. But I just I just rather sell honey. I didn't I don't like all that other stuff anymore. And some doesn't travel too well. Sometimes in and out, in and out, in and out of the vehicle and setting up and breaking down. And I don't know. I was just losing product.
It's there, and yeah, and there's only sugar honey in it. Just put it out, let the bees clean it up, and then scrape it. So yeah, in
Yeah.
fact, yeah, up north,
I feed in the spring. I build out all my comb before the flow in like March. I guess
yeah,
February, March. I I start feeding real thin syrup, and they'll build out comb like crazy.
yeah. Out of my 50-ish medium supers, I think I have about 20 frames that aren't built out. So I'm almost 100%. But I'm going to buy
What
about 30 more frames.
what I couldn't build out this year, what they didn't build out for me is the deeps. I'm behind on deeps.
Okay,
Real, I need. I'm so behind on deeps that I'm actually putting drawn mediums black. Like I run all my brood is black foundation and all my honey is white. So I'm putting in black mediums on the outsides of my 5 frame colonies. Like
okay,
the other day I did a split and I needed to slow that hive down a little bit. So I put them in and I put 2 mediums in the deep on the outside, figuring one, they'll backfill it if anything. Two, it'll just save the space, but they'll backfill it and then I can put that into a medium when it comes time for my winter configuration. So it'll come in handy. I try not to overwinter 5 frames here anymore because I just can't do it successfully. I end up
right.
last year I lost all my 5 frames. I just
And so
I
did
just
I.
eight and I from a 5 to an 8 isn't that much of a difference, but I can successfully overwinter eights year after year after year. It's the fives that I don't know. I don't know.
That's why, Nancy, I got 12 6/6 hives now. Those are my nukes. They're over winter because
Yeah,
um, that's enough for them to survive winter.
six.
6 frames
Yeah,
of bees and then 6 frames of honey above them,
yeah.
basically.
So right. Well, so I was trying to force mine into double deeps this year. And I was putting on, so that's where a lot of my deep comb went, was into the double deeps because of
Gotcha.
the drought. Like I wanted, I was trying to get them to go into the double deeps. I'm pulling them back off. They have, in the center, they have frames full. She's laying in the center of the double deeps like a football, you know. So now I'm
Right.
just taking that double deep off, putting them all in the, deep with the medium on top. Like I don't know.
Well, I
I just
bought
try to get them to
200.
do.
I bought 250 frames from Bill at Nabby this year, and I have 50 left, and that don't have comb. That's because they're still in the box. I did 200 frames, this deep frames this year to get combed. I used my swarms to do that, and my
He lost
bees.
all his 5 frames too. Damn. Ah, yeah. Here you go. Look at Matt. Matt's gearing up to be a commercial guy.
There you go.
1,600. That's a lot of honey. Can you imagine what that would have been in honey? You sacrifice in the beginning. You sacrifice wax for honey.
Right. Yeah.
Wow,
I'm
that's
still heartbroken.
crazy, Matt. That'll give you an idea what your flow, what your honey production's going to be like if you can do that math. I don't know what's the math. 7 pounds to well, I don't know what it is, but something. There's some
Yeah.
rubric, Matt, for that. But that'll give you a good idea of what your flow might or what your honey production might be,
This
or
is
not. It may be
last
easy to say screw it, we're not doing it anymore, and then you're down the creek. But
last year I had 13 good hives for the flow, and I ended up, with 1,000 pounds of honey. This year I had 16 good hives and five medium to good hives, and I'm getting 50. I was getting 80 pounds per hive. Now I'm getting a lousy 15 pounds per hive.
4 out of 3 beekeepers are bad, says the teacher. We got
Yeah.
to be good at math, actually. I mean, we got to be pretty good at maths and dates. Math and dates, right? I'm
I'm an
trying to go
electrical
back up
engineer.
here.
That's all math.
What time is it? 8 4. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It's 8:45 already. So much fun. We're having so much fun. I didn't realize how late it was.
Yeah, and I get to do this tomorrow.
Oh,
7:30
yeah.
tomorrow.
7:30. Cool.
Yeah. So I hope I never see a lack of honey float ever again. It was a hard year.
Oh, it's
12:42
quarter
p.m.
of. Oh, it's in the middle of the day. Oh, okay. So you're 12, 13, 14, 15. You're 15 hours ahead of us. Huh.
They're
Interesting. So
behind
you're having
us.
lunch. It's lunchtime in New Zealand. Tar Heel, what are you doing? Leave him alone. Randy, leave him alone.
He's busy. So
Leave Matt alone.
Matt's busy.
You're fixing colony floors. Nice. Okay.
Matt's going to be so big in a couple of years. He'll just ignore us. He won't
Yeah,
have
he'll
time
he'll
for
be
us.
he'll be one of those guys that are just talking on his phone as he's jumping in the truck and going to his next yard.
Yeah, he'll be at Nabby to buy one of those. Um, oh shoot, one of those big loaders. It's on the back flatbed truck. That'll be his next big purchase.
So Tar Heel, Randy. So I had this equation. I forget how it went. Let me think about it. So a medium frame pulled out, right? That's going to give me 3 pounds of honey. 3 pounds of honey. I sell a pound for 15, 10, 20, 30, 35, $40. So a medium pulled frame is worth $40 to me, right? And we're not talking brood. Like I don't want to like. So yeah. So a 40. So when I sell sets, which is 2 frames with a mated queen, pulled with larva eggs, they're $40 a piece too. So a pulled medium is worth $40 in honey. So I got a bunch of mediums I can sell you. So yeah, drawn frames is the most valuable thing for
Beekeeper.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm now to the point where
Most
I pull
valuable commodity.
14 to 30 frames out of my unit every year because they're black.
Oh yeah. Yeah, brood. I need brood too. I need deeps. I need deeps. So yeah, so I they didn't pull much, and I was trying to do doubles, and so I'll have enough. I'll focus next year. I'm gonna feed. I'll feed early. Well, we didn't get out of the 40s till late anyway, so it was. Hi, Randy.
See,
Rodney.
that's
Sorry, Rodney
hey
Middleton.
Rodney. That's my plan, Nancy, with my 6/6. So when I pull that nuke at end of April to sell, I pull 4 frames out of it. And then I still have 8 frames left. So I put, 6 down below, and I put 4 new ones in right in the middle,
Yeah,
2 in the bottom and 2 in the top, right in the middle. And
yeah,
I put a queen cell in there, and before you know it, they got those 4 built right up just like that.
yep, yeah. In spring. Yep. Yeah,
I got that
I'll
new.
be focusing a little bit more next year on pulling the deeps. I don't need any mediums pulled.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to move 5 of my production hives to my second yard so I can free up
What
that bench to spread out my 6 frame nukes. 6 of them.
slicing 2 foundation frames into my wintering food super. What's that mean? 2 found. So I do this from Brad up in Manitoba. See Manitoba? You take a piece of foundation and you cut it in half, and then you put that in a deep. So you have drawn, fully wax drawn over here. You have foundation and then fully wax drawn over here. So they can build drone comb.
Yeah.
Um,
He calls them story frames.
yeah, story frames. Tells a story is the idea. I just use them for drone flooding. Drone flooding, and then they backfill that with honey or syrup for insulation. Because I don't wrap. I don't wrap anymore.
I don't
So then I
either.
move them to the outside. I put them in the inside kind of to get them pulled out so they pay attention to them and pull them out. She lays in them. When they're laid with the brood, then I put them on 1 and 8, and then they'll backfill them. I leave them there. Trying to do
Right.
2 per box. I do them in my mediums too. I'll put in a starter strip.
I do put a big cover over all my hives just to keep the snow and wind off of them. Make a windbreak more than anything, but I don't wrap anything.
Yeah, I don't wrap. I used to wrap the northwest sides, the 2 sides
Yeah.
against the dairy farmer field. No, I don't do that anymore. They've built up so much propolis and glue now. When I was new, which I'm laughing at some of these videos I'm watching, they're cracking lids and they got brand new frames. It's like brand new frames, brand new suits. I know you've been beekeeping for 10 years or more. What are you doing? Some of these Bruce is in the house again. Let's see what Matt's saying here. Dave, I'm probably wrong. 7 pounds. There you go. 7 pounds of honey per deep frame drawn for some reason comes. Yeah, it's something to do with 7. You're right, Matt. 7 pounds of honey. So if you got
Yeah.
1,600, somebody do the math on that. 1,600 frames at 7 pounds.
I
Really?
read 6 pounds, but yeah, 6 to 7 pounds per deep.
So that's at 7,000 pounds, Matt. That's 7,000 pounds plus. It's almost,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
why
seven
that's why
thousand
cone
three
frames is
hundred.
gold.
I'm doing Amish math in my head. 7,300. Bruce just checked.
Seventy
Hey, Bruce,
pounds.
I didn't get my honey yet. Wait for my honey to get here. I'm so excited. I ordered a bucket of honey from Bruce. He sends it free. Free shipping.
What? Checking for a few minutes.
Larimar. Larimar. I'll have to wait for my hives the weekend, and I still have bees, but the population looks. Oh. Michael! Michael! Michael!
Yeah, I mean
Oh,
that's why I
Mark,
need to be.
11. Wow, 11,200 pound. 11,000. Holy
Yeah,
bejesus.
that's why it took me 3 years before I got honey because I was too busy. All my bees were making comb.
Yeah. Yeah. That's usually right, right. I was 3 years till I had, I think my first year, I think I did 300 pounds no, maybe not even that, just enough to give to my
Right.
family and me and all to be, all excited about it.
Yeah.
I used to
Second year, I mean,
remember.
I did splits. I did splits. So the hives weren't big enough to make any honey.
Yep. Oh, okay. So my honey got dropped off Saturday, but they said it wouldn't ship. Okay. I know. I'm in no hurry, Bruce. I'm really not. I'm just excited. I'm excited to try it and to see it. And if next, I don't know if I'm on Tuesday or Wednesday next week, but next week I will have Bruce's honey on my show and taste it and talk about it and all of that. But yeah, I'm curious. And then I also bought a bucket, and I don't know if we know this guy or not. From let me tell you exactly who it is. It's from Minnesota, Minnesota, and he is Ames, I want to say. Hold on. I'll tell you in a second. Uh, oh,
Yeah.
nope. Let me see which email I used.
Matt had a great year this year. Like, I need to check something.
I can't figure it. So sometimes when I buy something, it diverts to my personal email and not my business email. And that's what happened, I bet, here. And it's not, yeah. Ames. Okay. Does anybody on the chat know Ames? Uh, hold on. Ames Farm single source honey out of Minnesota. Ames Farm single source honey. Does anybody know who they are? Yeah. 50,000 pounds. Wait, what? 50. I can't see that far. How many pounds? Oh, 5,000. Oh, yeah, we'll like it. We'll like it. I just had Texas honey on the show tonight from Philip. Boy, was that good. Oh, you bought a nuke from them. I bought a bucket of honey, and I also bought sweet clover seeds because I saw Bracken talking about this the tall, and I have some around. It's a biannual, but I have some here. I must have seeded it or birds dropped it, whatever, and the bees were all over it. It's the real tall sweet clover, the yellow. Bracken talked about it, so I bought some seed from them out there in Minnesota. Hey, Russell, I didn't see you come in.
Russell just got
Yeah,
back from the
so
market.
hmm,
He just got back from the market, sun market.
Russell, yeah, we were talking about Russells. You've been listening. Um, yeah, I shipped it all over the country. The views are usually good. Oh, nice. Is it light? Is it like a light yellow or a medium yellow or like what? I don't know. I can wait. I can wait. I have
Any day market's a good day.
Phillips honey here. Larimar. Is that Doug? Larimar. Are you Doug from Canada? I
Yeah,
think.
that's it. Yeah, yeah, Doug's up in Canada.
Yeah. Hi, Doug. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a commercial
tallow.
beekeeper.
Yeah,
And he's got
yeah.
that tallow honey and mesquite honey. No, not mesquite, another one. I forget. I think Keats is in a good spot. He gets northern and southern flowers.
Hi, Clay Bonner. Hi, Clay.
Hey Clay.
Keith from Oh no, Larimore. That's Keith. He's Keith from South Carolina.
Yeah.
That's not Doug. I got mixed up too, Tom. That's not Doug.
Doug was on here. He posted earlier.
Oh, Time Honey tastes like sweet cough syrup. Ugh. You can send me some.
He
Who pulled
posted
over
next.
11K pounds? No, oh no, no, oh Mark, Bruce. Bruce. So Matt from Sandy Valley, um, his bees pulled him 1,600 frames. 1,600 frames. So we were doing the comparison, 7 pounds of honey, that whole honey, your shadow shows up on the 7 pounds of honey to pull a frame or something. So we were just saying that, it gives it an idea of what he could, what his flow will look like next year, maybe. Mark Miller pulled 11K. Hold on a second. We're getting all confused here.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
Now, the 11K, so 1,600. All right, let's straighten this out here. So 1,600 times 7 is 1120. So that's what we were saying. If it's Matt from Sandy Valley pulled 1,600 frames, his bees pulled him 1,600 deeps times 7, because it takes 7 pounds of honey to make a deep. That would be 11,200. So Mark Miller did not pull 11K. We're talking about
No.
if Sandy Valley had pulled all that in honey instead of frames. All right, we're all on the same page now.
Right. That's why he's going to have to buy
Darren.
one of those.
Yeah, 8 pounds, right? 8 pounds of honey to make a pound of wax. Yeah, 7 pounds. We were just using 7. We were just using 7 pounds as just a place to start. But
I read 6 one time. I don't know if that was nectar or honey. That
Darren.
about the same difference.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, Bruce. Yeah, they pulled the wax. Yeah. We're all chasing each other in circles, aren't we? There you go. Oh, so we have a wax producer on from New Zealand. So he's saying 5 kg. What's that mean in uh or in honey? Yeah. So what's this? This guy's I can't pronounce his name. He's a wax producer from New Zealand, so he can keep straighten us out about all that. Yeah, 8 pounds. Hey Todd,
Hey, Todd.
fishing story. Yeah, good enough. Ah,
So it takes 8 to 10
kilogram. Yeah,
pounds
but
of
what is
nectar.
kilograms? Yeah, what's kilograms to pounds, not metric. Pull pull me out a metric here. What is it in ounces or pounds or whatever?
Here it is, right here. It's worse than I thought it was. I just looked it up.
Yeah, I know kg is kilograms. I didn't fall off the turnip truck yesterday.
I
Five
just
is about
Googled it.
11.
It said 8 to 10 pounds of nectar for sugar syrup to produce 1 pound of beeswax, which is used to build the comb. Yeah, 8 pounds of honey. That's what Bee Source says.
Funny talk. Funny
Eight
talk.
pounds.
Non-metric is funny talk. That's funny. Funny talk. 1K is 2 point. Yeah, all right. I don't need all those comparisons.
Well, the
Just
Bee Source says
talk to
eight
me like
pounds
we're in kindergarten. Tell me the story like we're in kindergarten.
kilograms. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that's 10 pounds. So 8 to 10 pounds per frame.
Yeah, 1K is 2.2. So tell me what 5K is. 10. Yeah. All right.
10.2, a little over 10 pounds.
So Sandy, 1600. So now we're talking 16,000. That would have been easier math than 7. So Matt of Sandy Valley looks like you're. How much honey did you produce, Matt? Was that for brood? That was for brood, or for that was that honey production? Those combs that they pulled, those 1600. Was that for brood or was that for?
I think it was for Brewery. He did a ton of splits. I think he did a ton of splits. 500 splits, 300 splits. I forget
But
how many he
Darren,
did.
I think metric is in fives and tens, not 12s. So I think metric is actually easier.
It was easier.
Metric is easier than funny weights and measures. Oh, you guys that are on through Tom, if you can't see all the chat, you gotta go out and come in through me. I think you can only see the chat that is through Tom's if you're on Tom's. Just FYI, you don't have to see all the chat or whatever. How many frames do you have to melt down to get 8 pounds of wax? Oh gosh, well it's 8. Well no, less than 8. Oh boy. Theoretically. Yeah, Bruce. All right, collector. Let's not throw out riddles here. Why do you want 8 pounds? Let's get 10 pounds. How about we do 10 pounds, collector? Yeah,
That's a,
yes.
that probably
You have to
varies. If
convert
it's,
for us because do you see what a mess we are when we try to convert it? Yeah, you'll have to do that for us because we'll just chase our tails.
if you're measuring wax that's pure wax, new wax, it takes a lot less than black wax. You get
DC, I
more
will not
wax.
show my work. 10
I like
frame is 8
giving that
frame.
comment. 10 frame is the correct. 8 frame is funny, man.
You're not good at math. I'm good at simple math. I spent so much time out there in the with the Amish out in Lancaster County, man. I was you got to do math upside down on a brown paper bag. Make sure they're usually right. The Amish were right, but you got to do math upside down on a brown paper bag. There is not a full. Oh boy, here we go. We are chasing our tails. Let's see. There is not a full
Yeah,
pound of wax on a frame. They draw it out very thin. I would be surprised if there is
I
more than a
just
pound
Googled
of
it.
wax per box. Is that an 8 frame or a 10 frame or a 5 frame box, Bruce? Just kidding.
I I looked it
Uh,
up on the Bee magazine, and they said 8 pounds of honey per frame. So I don't know how many pounds are on a
no,
frame.
okay. So hold on, guys. Hold on. We're not talking about how much honey they store in that frame. We're talking about resources. How much honey, meaning when the bees produce wax, it costs them a lot more resources than we're comparing the resources of wax to honey, not how much honey is stored in a frame,
Or
right?
how much wax is on a frame.
We're trying to figure out how much wax is on a frame, and for them to produce that much wax, how much resources, how much, yeah. So it's we're not being literal here, not 8 pounds. It takes 8 pounds of honey for them, the resources of 8 pounds of honey to build 1 pound of wax, which would be okay, Bruce. All right. So there's way less than a pound of wax on a frame. Yeah, DC. This is we were
Four,
just
4 ounces of wax. Each each frame has
hold on.
approximately 4 ounces of wax. I just looked it up from the university. What university is that
Guelph,
from?
Guelph. Say Guelph.
Oklahoma State.
Oh. So for the record, Matt is stating his clarity here. For the record, I didn't say I lost. No, but I did. Oh, no, that's what you could gain next year. You will gain because the wax is already pooled and they don't have to use the resources of 8 pounds of honey, 7 pounds of honey to pull the wax. Now they're just going to put that honey in the wax. That's all I'm saying. Oh, is this DC's fault? Nice. We blame DC. There you go. Oh, I didn't even see that. I was going off of, oh, I didn't even see that. What DC, but it's DC's fault. Very good. 4 ounces sounds reasonable. So if that holds true, it takes 8 pints of honey to draw out 4 Oh, now he's talking about pints. Oh, oy vey. A pound is a pint. The world something. What is that saying? A pint. DC would know. What's that saying about a pint and a pound is a world around or something? Pint is a pound the world around.
Yeah, but is there more than wax on a comb when they build that
No,
comb?
don't. Shh, shh, shh.
I don't think it's 100% wax.
Don't even say it. All right, Bruce. I got you. I got you.
Not,
I
it's
got you,
not
Bruce.
apples to apples.
Poor Bruce. All Bruce does is a little typo, and we get all worked up
Okay,
again.
pounds.
Abbott and Costello. Hey, should I take offense to that? Good enough. Is that
Yeah,
meant
8 pounds of honey.
love, or are you being?
So that'll make sense. 8 pounds of honey to get 4 ounces of wax for deep frying.
I think we've been on this for a half an hour now. Yes.
I just summarized it.
Oh man, too funny. Too funny. At least you can say you had a good giggle tonight. You may have not learned a damn thing, but you sure did laugh. Who's on first? What's on second?
Well, we learned that 10 frame boxes fits the metric system, and 8 frame doesn't.
Yeah, yeah. And 5 frames just half, so yeah, beekeeping 101.
And so there's
No,
nukes of 5
actually, this
frame
is,
nuke.
I don't know, Darren. I think this is a little more, we're getting into some sophisticated stuff here. It's a little more sophisticated than 101, I think. What do you think, Lou? Huh? Come here. Come here. I have such a well-behaved dog. Watch. Come here. Come. Yeah. He hops off the sofa.
Good question, Bruce. I'll have the answer on
Okay,
my
how many bees?
live
Oh, here we
tomorrow.
go. Riddle me, riddle me. How many bees does it take to produce 8 pounds of honey to produce the 1 pound of wax required to cover 4 frames of foundation with the appropriate wax to store 28? Oh, jeez. Oy vey. Can you write that? Can you put that in an equation? Okay, produce 8 pounds of honey to produce 1 pound of wax. How many bees? Oh, 6. Now, how many bees does it take to produce?
I'm looking it up. Takes approximately
Too much
1,152
for me. I'll
pounds.
catch you later.
So let me get the
Beep.
calculator out.
Peace out. 60,000. That's just one colony. Wait. 20 store 28 pounds. 28 pounds of honey. 28 divided by 3 is what?
Nine takes 9,216 bees to make 8 pounds of honey.
Yes, the Demery. Oh, I was just kidding y'all. Oh, Bruce. Yeah, he doesn't. Bruce. Bruce. You you just pulled an equation out of your hat, didn't you? But yeah, 28 pounds of honey. That would be a good. But no, you got to add in there how many trees are blooming. What kind of trees are blooming? Add that into that equation. Yeah, you're talking Facebook facts there, DC. That's Facebook facts. Just like we have to save all the dandelions.
These facts.
That was funny, Bruce. That was a good one. What are you doing, Bumpers? Huh? What are you doing?
556 worker bees.
50,000 couch potatoes. That was funny, Bruce.
4,444.
So I know people when I'm at markets, people ask me these, I call them Facebook facts. They talk about the wooden spoons and they talk about all our food, like, well, just all these silly things people write about honeybees. And how could you possibly really uh, determine how much one bee, because one bee doesn't do all of it. There's many bees that do multiple steps. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, when my, July and August, when my colonies are holding 70,000 bees. Technically not producing honey at that time because I'm in a drought or dearth. Canadian honey cow. Well, so I mean, are we going to believe them? Just kidding. Are we going to believe the Canadians? Production. If I see Brad pop up down in my frattery, and I'm going to be in trouble talking about the Canadians.
See,
We
five
love you
is
guys.
anywhere from 500 to 1,000, 1,100.
Yeah, that's half. That's divisible by half. That's nowhere near any conceivable. Why certainly? Why certainly?
I don't think anybody knows.
How many energy calories are in a gram of? Oh, that's calories. 17. No, I don't know what it is. It's high. It's high calories in honey.
I have no idea. And it probably varies because some
No,
honey's thick, some honey's
there's
thick.
64 calories in 1 teaspoon, 21 grams. What did DC say here? In a gram of honey. Okay, so 21 grams is so does it gives me 100 grams, DC. It's 304 calories in 100 grams, so 30,
3 point,
3 in a
3.04
gram, but
per
that's
gram.
yeah. So let's do the King's English or the American English, whatever the heck we call that. A teaspoon. We all know what a teaspoon is, right? 64 calories in a teaspoon. So that's your answer. 64 calories in a teaspoon. Yeah, right. Who's following a single bee around? And a single bee doesn't do it all themselves anyway. You got, yeah, it's no.
I read about four different numbers, so who knows? I don't think anybody knows.
Right.
I've seen as below as 556, and I've seen as high as 1,100
Do you
per
see the older
pound.
I get, the dumber I am, the dumber I know I am. Yeah, the older I get, the dumber I realize I am. Something like that. Yes, calories.
You want to throw another equation in there, Nancy. Some bees species are bigger and or some species are smaller of honeybees. So it's
So
going
they're
to take
not.
more bees or less bees depending on what genetics you got.
Oh, you mean with the five species that, oh, but this could be some educational for this bee chat. So we have five species of bee, right? The European honeybee that we're talking about, that we put in boxes, is the European honeybee. How many species of European honeybee are they? And can you name them in the chat? Just name
Oh
one.
man,
If you know one, name one. We need five.
there's subspecies like
No,
buckfast.
just five, just the five, right?
Oh, I know the five.
Genetics. Genetics. Without going there. Now, Pennsylvania, Augustus. We don't even know the five? No one can name one of the five?
Yeah,
We got 33 people on here plus Tom's. Okay, there's three.
you need the Italian. That's another one. That's four.
No, well, he has Italian.
And you really got six. You got the German bee and you got the Russian bee.
Yeah. Is the Russian even. Is the Russian or the German? Wait. So
The
we have the
German
Russian and
black
the
bee
German,
is
right?
is a separate genetics because at one time that was a very popular bee in the United States.
Yes. But there's only one place. Wait, I don't know this. Hold on. I'm trying to find the file. But isn't there like one place in Scotland that has the real black bee? Uh,
Yeah, it's a small area. Yeah, I don't know.
Saskatraz.
That's a
I don't know if
subspecies.
Saskatraz is a genet is it. I don't think Saskatraz is a. Well, Apis mellifera. That's your Latin. That's uh
Saccatraz is a subspecies like buckfast.
yeah, that's a genetic trait. That's a genetic mark or trait or yeah, I don't know what that is. That's
And the
not what
Russian
we're.
bees
So
is a genetics from the carny bees. There's not
uh,
much. So I don't think the Russian bees aren't in the true genetics either. So you got the
there you go,
Italians.
Darren. You get a gold star, Darren. You get a gold star.
Yeah,
Here we go. The is Scottish black bee. That
yeah.
is what I was. Scottish black bee. British dark bee? Interesting. Yeah, okay. Scottish black bee, British dark. That's all in the same church, same pew. Um, Italian is not a genetic name. Subline is, yeah. So here's another one that I heard, and I don't I heard just a long time ago that Manhattan in New York has its own species of bee in Manhattan. And I didn't ask Google that yet, but somehow in Manhattan they've they have their own city bee, their own genetics.
Hmm.
I guess that would be like Saskatraz though, right? And like Buckfast and all that. Apis mellifera mellifera, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And
Scutellata. Yes. There's a guy, DC, there's a guy in Scotland that has them. but you can't buy them. Or yeah, you can't.
Don't import them into the United States.
Yeah,
You can do this. You can do drone semen. You can probably get imported in, but not
yeah. But
bees.
how would you keep it? How would you keep it
Well,
in
they
like?
have ways of doing that. That's how these people that do the artificial insemination. That's how they get
Yeah,
the
but it's
genetics.
only lasts so many days. Like it's
Oh,
not.
I know. Yeah, and liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, yeah. It probably wouldn't last a trip across the pond. Huh.
What time is it? 9:30, almost.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting ready to kind of call it. Um, Wanted to see what the temperature was here. It's went to 71. We had a terrible storm. They're calling for tornadoes and all kinds of stuff. Um, they were even saying my town on the news, so I just got a little nervous. But it's 71 degrees now, they're saying. But
I got 80 degrees. We had those storms yesterday that
mm,
you're getting today.
yeah, these are those crazy storms that pop up in the heat, and like cause all kinds of
Yeah,
problems.
and it's supposed to storm tomorrow sometime.
Oh yeah, no, DC, it's through. They move like the storms here in between the mountains up in Pennsylvania, like where I'm at. They're fast and furious. They come through 30 minutes and then they're gone. They get all their power. We're not flat. We have mountain ridges and they get
Well, we're
going
not
through, but
going
thanks,
anymore.
DC. Pol Polisville mutts. Yeah, I have Hardeesville mutts. People ask me what kind of. I'm like, I'm not tornadoes. Yeah, yeah, tornadoes. Harleysville mutts. That's what I got.
I'm
I don't even
checking.
remember what I got originally. What genetics I brought in here originally, and then I got queen cells like the year 3, 4, 5 maybe. I got some queen cells from different places and people and but that's bred out by now. That's
Oh, so it's not
but
supposed
yeah,
to rain tomorrow.
we're getting rain every day. Our forecast says thunderstorms every day for like a week. So between that and dragonflies, there are no more queens going on here for a while, if at
Well,
all,
Nancy,
this year.
that's what we had. We were supposed to get thunderstorms every day, and they just changed it. We're not supposed to get thunderstorms anymore.
So Iowa Layan says here, frozen semen will store for years. Bees, drones. Yeah, I have about. I mean, I had. I think I'm down to 20 hives now, 22 maybe. But I ran anywhere from 35 to 40 colonies down there in the past. So my bees are all intermixed. My drones are mating with my queens. My queens are mating with my drones. They don't get very far. There's two DCAs I have right here. And they're not going. They're breeding. My yard breeds with itself.
I'm up. I just did the math. I'm up to 54 hives.
Oh yeah.
I have. I have 11, 12 hives that are in the process of making queens or don't have queens.
Nancy, how do you know that? So bees are opportunistic, and if my queen is not going to fly further than she needs to reach a DCA, if there's a DCA right near my yard, she's going to go to that DCA.
I think I have one in my
Bees, bees,
backwoods.
bees take the path of least resistance, like most living things. Like we go the path of least resistance. She's gonna go to the closest DCA there is. Even though she can go X amount of miles, she won't. Um, there are two DCAs near me. One, so I have yet to get a drone. I'm gonna get it. My neighbor has a drone, and I plan on doing that whole string with the drone and all of that. But so where your land deviates next to a tree line. So I have a deviation and a tree line. So I know there's a DCA there, and I also have a quarry, which is about, can't even measure it in feet, or it's 50 acres away. What's 50 acres? No, not even. No, no, that's not true. That's not true.
Pretty close.
Uh, 10 acres away is the quarry. And that has your wall, your deviation with the height and the wall and all. So there's my second DCA. Hi, Bruce. Thanks for chuckling with us.
Yeah.
Uh, but anyway, so I have two DCAs there. I have one there and then one. So she's gonna breed with the closest. I mean, she's not gonna outrun herself. She's gonna go to the closest DCA. She's gonna breed with everything she possibly can. And then when she breeds too closely to her stepbrothers or uh her genetics, drones that are too closely related to her, the nurse bees will sense that, will smell that pheromone and pull them out.
I know of one DCA
Yeah,
in my
but
area.
not if they don't have to, Darren. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yes, they will. They can fly 9 miles or whatever. They're not going to. They're
Yeah.
not going to outfly. They're not going to outfly a drone if they don't have to. The cleaning out of the her mating too closely is going to happen in the colony by the nurse bees. Oh, night, Richard. I didn't see Richard was leaving. Bruce is
Yeah,
good
not
night, Bruce.
Richard.
I know that Richard's leaving too. But yeah, so if I mean if you have a good, you get your colonies built up, they're all now there's drones from other colonies coming into those DCAs.
Yeah. There's about 14 hives within a third to a half mile from me, and in my backyard, there's a DCA between
Hmm.
my hives and their hives, right in my back acres, and it's the same deal. I got a hillside, row of trees,
Hmm.
and they're right above it, they're right there with the tree
Yep.
above the trees.
Yeah. She
How
goes
I
out.
found,
So the queen only goes out. She'll fly for a couple minutes, 10 minutes, if that. Then she breeds and then she flies home. She gets groomed up, gets cleaned up, gets fed. She'll go out again that day if she wants, 3, 4 times a day, a couple days in a row. They clocked one queen left the hive 17 times, which is just absurd. She was way like everybody else left like 3 or 4 times, like a day. So you get a really so you get really one really nice day. She'll go out 3 or 4 times and be done with it.
Right. Most of the time it's one day. So sometimes it's 2 days because of
Yeah.
weather. Yeah, I don't know where it is in
If
my remote yard. No idea.
I have a remote yard. This is a guy from New Zealand or woman, we don't know. What's your first name? The guy person from New Zealand. What's your first name? So yeah, so if your queens do mate with how many, I don't know how many colonies you have, but if they do mate with them, the nurse bees will get rid of the those eggs. We'll get rid of that larva.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So the other thing is I'm not a queen breeder. So I don't know if that would matter to a queen breeder. You know, with all of that because I don't think it really matters, but oh, I pinched another beekeeper's drones. Well, wait a minute.
You know, and people's hives, the drones in their hives walking aren't, so a lot of them aren't from that hive.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Those drones are
So
from all
so
different hives.
yeah, I did
At
a
least
fun
the mature
experiment,
ones
especially
are.
if you have mentees, it's really fun to pick up drones and you have marking pens, right? You have every color you can imagine and you pick a colony and all the drones from that colony will be blue. You go to the next colony, all those will be green, and the next one all will be pink. And you get them used to picking up drones and marking them and things like that. And then the next day or week when you're doing inspections, you will have a rainbow of drones in your colony.
Yeah.
Drones may never go back to their original hive. Yeah, they may never go back to their original hive.
In fact, I was checking three of my 6/6 nukes that didn't have a queen. One of them did, but one hive that didn't had all the drones. They must have had 50 drones in their 6 frame
Yeah,
box. And the other ones
yeah. I
didn't
was
have any.
watching one of my,
They
and I
also
looked
had,
in the front, and there was like yeah, like 90% of the bees on the front porch were drones. I'm like, what the heck? So I ended up going
and
in it
that's,
the next
I did
day.
notice that hive did have the most honey in it too. Wet nectar or honey in it. So all
Hmm.
the drones were going into that hive because they had the most resources.
And they dry it. I know drones dry it out too. They start when you start smelling honey in your yard and they start drying out the honey. That's a lot of the drones working. Yeah.
Yeah, drones would be
Oh,
hanging
okay.
out the most honey. That's what I've noticed too.
It's aggressive traits to common here, which is why I have remote yards. One of Brussels Apiary is a big local guy. Who knows?
Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
right, right. I gotcha. See, I knew there was a reason. I knew there was a DC. What did you say here? I'll be checking my solstice queen's mating. Yeah.
Those
Alrighty.
drones want, they want to go in the hive, go right to the honey, the wet nectar, drink it all up, and fly right back out.
What happens? Okay. I wanted to see what happens when I click Tom on your button up there that has your. I wasn't sure if I clicked on that, what happens. How many people do you have on, Tom?
Let me look. I have 13.
Alright. Alright, guys. What else do we want to talk about? It's 10 of.
12 now.
Oh, we pinch each other's drones. But how do you know, Jose? How do you know? Like, how do you know which drones are his and which drones are yours and all of that? How do you know?
Night, DC. Yeah. The only type of thing you can do a little bit is if it's a dark colored drone or light or amber
Oh, Darren,
colored
you do
drone.
not. Darren, you do not.
Every time you'd be in your hives every day to do that.
Roy gets with America when they hatch. Roy, red, Roy, good bees, Ivy, Roy, yellow, green, blue, hope. Oh, jeez. I don't know, Jose. That hope is not. I don't know. I don't know about that. Will you
There's a
raise good bees? I don't know what RO and V and
red, orange, yellow, green, blue. I don't know what I is. V is
IV,
probably
violet.
violet.
I'm doing pink. I'm doing pink and purple this year. Or I'm getting rid of white and yellow because it's too close to pollen. I'm gonna do PP.
Yeah.
People
I've
please.
just lately brought in a whole bunch of white pollen. And it's white.
Oh, to
Sometimes
the
I always
drones,
throw it
indigo.
away.
That's blue, darling. That's
Oh,
blue.
indigo. That's blue.
Tom and okay, how do I store honey until I use it? In 5 gallon buckets. I
Yeah,
think
five
that's what
gallon
you're
buckets.
asking. Yeah, 5 gallon buckets. I will jar it up as I need. Like today, I jarred up one, two, three, four. Is one, two. Well, I can show you. I think here. So can you see that over there? So I jarred up one, two, three, four, five, six, seven 1 pound cases, three 8 ounce cases, two 12 ounce, and then I have some plastic 8 ounce. So I jarred up about 80 pounds today.
I just poured 2 buckets in my honey tank to start. Probably tomorrow, or the next day, I'll be making some 1 pound bottles.
Baverar. What's that? We don't have that here. Formic and Apigard. I don't use Formic. Oh, no Formic.
Okay.
So yeah, Bill Lee, that's how I put it in a 5 gallon bucket and then do you know what a sous vide is? It's this it's this professional chefs use it to keep soups and to make soups hot. It circulates hot water. So I'll put that 5 gallon bucket sous vide. It costs about $100. I'll put that 5 gallon bucket. Yes, I use Formic, Darren. I put that 5 gallon bucket in another big tub and I use the sous vide. It sets time. I put it about 100 degrees and then 12 hours later I stir it. 12 hours I stir it again and then I get it to decrystallize that way. And it's been working for me. So, but yes, Darren, I do use Formic. But it's easier to decrystallize honey once it's jarred than it is in a
Yeah.
5 gallon bucket.
Yep.
So I don't put labels like all that honey over there that's not labeled. And I will put that whole box, cardboard and all, in my oven at 100 degrees until it, and that's only a few hours, and then it'll uncrystallize too, and I can label, take it to market. No, I didn't. I was reading this, Darren. Come on now. Our friend Joe's from New Zealand said here, this is the treatments, oxalic vapor, strips, Baverar, formic and apicard. But then he says he doesn't use formic. So I don't know if it was a
Yeah,
typo or what.
those are all the list of treatments. But he doesn't use the one.
Okay, wax on top of buckets, Bill. That's saran wrap. You put saran wrap, pat it down onto the honey, let it sit there for a little while, like an hour or whatever. I don't know how long, and then
I mean, not
you
long,
peel it off. How long?
not that long. I mean, it sticks to it
Yeah,
right away.
yeah, and then you take that saran wrap off, and all that wax pulls off. And then I take that saran wrap and let the bees clean it up outside. I don't put any honey down my drain. No honey down the drain.
I put it in my
Or
own
throw
capping
it.
tank and let the little bit of honey that's on it drip out.
And then also what you can do is you can get one of those filters for the top of the fat when you're pouring it into your where you're going to actually jar it. You can run it through a screen on top of
Yeah,
that 5-gallon bucket.
I've done that too.
Oh,
All right, I'm about
James, then
ready to
you're
get off.
screwed. You can't use your oven. Does it have a warm setting? Bet you it has a warm setting.
Yeah, I got a pizza warmer I use.
Yeah, there's a million ways to ba Tom, look that up. Bayvarol. My
Okay,
eyes are
I'll
getting
look it up.
tired. Bayvarol. What is that?
It's I have no idea. I mean, it says it's got. This is something totally different than what we use. I typed it. Flufabin.
Flumetharin is the main
Yeah,
chemical. Huh. What Joe's from New Zealand's talking about, that Baverard. Ah. We don't treat chalk brood
it's
here,
it's an
or I don't.
insecticide.
They just clean that up.
It's a synthetic flyroid insecticide, and it's used for ticks and mites on animals.
Oh, is that what's in the collar? The flea and tick collars for the
Yeah,
dogs. That's what that is.
yes, that's what that is. So it works for mites too, I guess. That's what I was just getting to. Yes. I don't think there's anything in the United States. I'm about ready to hop off. Yeah, thymol's good for mites, chalkboard.
Plastic strips. So yeah, I guess it's kind of hard if I'm reading comments and people are only listening. Um, that I assume that people are reading the comments and listening. So I apologize if I mislead anybody with what I'm saying because I might be reading the comments.
Yeah, so it's a slow release strip, just like they do on cats and dogs.
Oh, right, and it comes in a plastic strip, just like it does for cats and dogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now we got a new treatment. Not
No. Oh God. No.
in the
No,
USA
no.
though. That's
No,
what I was
nobody's
heard.
putting essential oils in their colonies or flea and tick collars. Right, Louis?
I'm not.
110 degrees, yeah. So we were talking last night too about bees can go to 122 degrees. So just keep that in mind when you think it's hot at 95 or 102. They can go to
Yeah.
122 before they start. I mean, they can actually go to 130, I think it is, but they're going to be compromised. But 122, they're still healthy, healthy and hot.
Mites, they're dead at 104. So
Yeah.
there's a window of opportunity there.
Are
I
they
think
really dead or are
122.
they stunned? Are they really dead? Mites at 104.
At 104, they say they're dead.
Huh. Oh, you know what I was thinking too, and I wanted to bring this up. Now it's 5 at 10, and I bring up a new subject, but um, you know how our year was so weird? Like we just did not warm up. The nights were in the 40s way until June 1st. Like, so I'm just curious. I'm really curious to see how our what our mite production is this year, you know? Like my bees are now building up like they should have been building up in April, and they're really not even doing that. I mean, they tried there for a little bit. They had about 2 weeks of really good build up, and now they hit a lull again. But I wonder if my mites will be much lower this year because the bees never build up. You know,
I don't know,
I,
Nancy.
I
Good question.
I'm just curious when we are all together talking in October and November and December, what we see our mite counts at this year as opposed to previous years. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be. I think Norman. I think it's going to be the opposite. I think we're not going to have a bumper. Well, for me anyway, here in Northeast Philly or uh, northeast of the country, Southeast Pennsylvania. Uh, I have a feeling my mite counts are going to be really low because they just never build up.
Well, I know hot and humid mites don't reproduce or not much. I don't know about cold and wet because it was also super wet, high humidity. So I don't know about high humidity and cool temperatures, what mites do.
Well, right, but they're built. They're coming with the capped brood and the buildup of the colonies. The mites are going
Right.
to go up. But if we never really got there, will that keep our mites lower? Well, the bees are lower too, so I guess, yeah.
Yeah, but my hives are big now, so I think it just pushed it back a month.
Well, mine started building up real nice, and now they cut back again. So, but that's okay. I don't need them eating me out of house and home. So,
Yeah, 104 mites can't reproduce. They'll start dying. They're dead mites.
yeah, all those, yeah. See, they have that problem down there too. Oh wait, Norman. No, 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 no. You're here. I gotta remember where. So you just did 6 applications of OA. September? No, you need. So it's July. I don't know where you are, Norman. I don't remember where you're at, but you would need to do that. Let's see. You would need to do that in at least 21 days from now, right? You'd have to redo your OA every brood cycle until you're washing a 0 or your drops are less than, you know, 10 or something like that. I freeze comb for 2 days in jars before I fill with honey. Yes, you're supposed to do that with chunk. Chunk? I don't know if Brian from Flower Street is still on.
Yeah, I'm about ready to hop off.
I know. I'm
1 o'clock.
I'm 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 losing it too. Hey guys, tomorrow night is Tom. We can pick us up
Yep,
tomorrow night.
7:30 Eastern Daylight Time.
There you go. All right, guys, have a good night.
Night, everyone.